All right, there you go. Well, this is fun. I had to record this second part four times. Well, this is the fourth one at least. If this will be the successful one, this will be the one that you see. Well, something just happened with technicalities, well, the technologies. The thing is, it never happens, without a reason. So it's really my prayer that I finish this second episode in my highest good and the highest good of all. This is my prayer, and this is what I stand by. So, this is me. You heard the story about me. It ended a bit abruptly. Um, is there anything to add? Obviously, a lot of things. I'm an interesting person, but at the same time, I'm boring as fuck. Like, it's just, I'm super regular. Like, there is no one more regular than I am. But obviously, I'm also extraordinary. So, it's the same, like a lot of people. And my favorite thing is to discuss the New Earth and to discuss New Earth values because basically they are built upon understanding what is ego and what is soul, what is a human being, what are we doing here on earth, and that's it. It's actually nothing new. It's nothing special somehow yet. Yet we're not doing it. And so um I'm a parapsychologist, which means I'm a psychologist for the soul. Let's say I work in a holistic way. It's something between scientific psychology and esoterical psychology, and I take into consideration that psyche is the soul. The psyche is like our main part, basically, that we need to kind of get to know, and logos is the science, obviously. So psychology and parapsychology, anyway, that's not important. Let's not get, and all these things that I'm telling you, sometimes it's hard to find words because there are different wordings and different wavelengths of humanity, and I would love to be as simple as possible so that you could understand me completely, yet I can imagine that there will be a lot of questions, and maybe you haven't heard my wording, right? I come from probably a different stream of information than you, which is obvious. I come from a completely different place, and well, there are so many streams of information. Anyway, this is like that's what we're going to talk about just in a second. So the main part in this second section, you're gonna have one long video, or you're gonna have six we're gonna have sex anyway. Have six parts of it. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. And here I would love to introduce you to the structure of how the new Earth mm, architecture is built upon. Um, it's interesting to talk about these things because it's actually super simple. You will know every word of it. It's a parapsychological approach to create something the greatest. And so, if we want to create civilization, the greatest, based upon what we are now at this stage of development and this place where we're at on Earth at this moment in time, as I mentioned before, there's really one aim: how to make a happy, harmonious civilization. Well, that's my aim, for example. That's what I believe in still. Like, I still believe in miracles. Yeah, well, huh, I have healed my inner child deep enough so that I again maybe believe in miracles, but it's at this moment in time. Like, if these types of ideas, first of all, I've been thinking about it my whole life. And 10 years ago, maybe I thought it would be a miracle. It would take a miracle to make this happen. Right now, I think it's just inevitable. I think that's just what's happening. And it's just, I get really excited. I'm like, oh my God, this actually is happening. I can see it happening. And with tangible proof, not just, like, oh, I'm gonna blind my eye to this part and then. So, what do we do? Harmonious civilization. What I would love to tell you is that when I do these presentations, is that all these things that I talk about, they are meant to be talked in holistic way, which means there are three parts of everything. If we want to avoid duality paralysis, the stuckness between good and evil, yet oneness is a bit a stretch, then the next best logical part is Trinity. And everything here is Trinity somehow. That's what I believe. That's what I've come to understand. And so if I am both, not both, so all three, soul and mind, intellect and body or movement or will to do stuff, then everything in this reality can be viewed from these three perspectives. So, in love, based on soul, we get soulful humans, aka happy people. All right. What it means, basically, there are people on earth whose soul is dangling somewhere on a silver thread in I don't know where, God knows where. And they mostly run because of their mind together with their ego. Okay? And what I believe the new earth is going to be built upon, or let's say who's going to build the new earth, are people who have taken and remembered who they are, which means we are souls in human body. And that means that I have taken these soul parts from all over the place, got them back into my body, cleansed them, integrated them, and so I'm a whole being now in my body using my mind or intellect. Okay, that's another thing. So, soulful humans. For me, what I believe is that how to be more full with soul, soul, soul. How can I get soul here in my shoulder? More, more, more. How can I let love move through me? Okay, this is what I mean by soulful humans. The next part, if we want harmonious civilization in our consciousness, okay, totally struck by sun right now. It means in intellect, it means coherent worldview. Well, honey bunny, we haven't had coherent worldview since ever, probably. I don't know. Right now, we are more fractured than ever before because this device allows, well, basically those who control internet to really divide us, really divide us. And I don't believe in dealing with good and evil because for me, I believe that evil is nothing more than the illusion of separation. So this is the kind of um, coming back to oneness type of thing. Okay, I believe that every person, every human being is inherently good at its core. Even, so this is like another topic, but even like Putin, Hitler, what did they have in common? Their mothers didn't love them. You can read their biography or whatever. Their mothers abandoned them completely and didn't love them. So that's what happens when a human being as a kid doesn't get love. And when you read upon what happened with those guys or other similar guys, they thought they're doing the best thing. They thought they're doing the right thing. Okay? So, is it objectively good? No, because there's no such thing. I think there's authentic being. And we can get to coherent worldview once we actually start to systematize what is going on and sharing knowledge and accepting what is. Because if we look only at one part, and it doesn't matter which one, either we look only at the beautiful part and just, oh, I want to see only the beautiful things, or I'm just like, oh my God, this is wrong, and this is wrong, and this is bad, and this is awful, blah, blah. If we look only at one or the other, that's not true. The truth is kaleidoscopical, or all this information that I'm going to share, it's going to exercise your thinking into accepting paradox as a completely true thing. So, one truth is only high truth if the opposite of that truth is also a high truth. And so, in this situation, we always have to find the third party, or the place it's happening, or the neutral force that's observing it, or something, but there's always three parts to it. And so, coherent worldview means that whatever is going on, we have to look from at least three sides, if not seven sides, if not 12 sides, if not 48 sides. Okay. And all of them are valid, and all of them has a place to be there. And that's what means coherent worldview. We're going to go further to understand this. And then, obviously, earthly abundance, aka sustainable economy. Well, honey, I think scarcity and poverty mindset is generational trauma. I have had scarcity and shame so deeply ingrained in me. At the beginning, I was thinking about these things like 10 years ago, and I thought that, like, I want a society without money at all. And I created also similar, let's say, worldview where there is no money at all. At this moment, you will see, obviously, there's money, there's quite a lot of money, but it's not that it's a lot or less, it's just different. It's different way of approaching what we view as money in general. What is abundance? Abundance is when we clear blockages of fear and shame and guilt in first three chakras, which means that I have enough to meet my needs. I have more than enough to meet my wishes. And I have more than that. The true freedom is when I can do great things and I can leave a legacy with the stuff I do with my abundance. Because obviously, the greater the dreams, the greater money you need. And what is happening right now, there is, I can see the shift where also, let's say, fiat money is being distributed more into kind of soulful beings, but at the same time, poverty is bigger than ever. Well, not ever, but it's a really an issue, and it doesn't have to be. It does not have to be. I think everyone should be like at least semi-millionaire and can just live their best lives, because only then we can extrapolate the genius, soulful essence of human being when they don't have to take care of their primary needs and their basic living standards are met. All right. And that's not what's going on at this moment in time. But that's okay. That is completely okay, because we can totally you know, change it. Okay, let's move on. Let's see. So, happy people. Again, you will notice what am I doing here? Love, intellect, will. So each of these, we will go and how to say, divide further on into three: love, intellect, will, and then again into three: love, intellect, and will. All right. So, love, accept authentic self. And by this, I mean authentic self does not mean whatever was happening with you right now, that's authentic self. Authentic self, for me, what I believe, is the true self. And it happens when we take off our masks. We all know that we all have them, and it's really scary to be vulnerable in their true essence. Yet, that's what makes this life amazing. I mean, that's what's just fun, okay? And so I don't want to say that authenticity, it's a trip, okay? It's completely union with your genius, with your shadows, with your ugliness, with your amazingness, with your tiredness, together with your greatness. It's all there. It's just that sometimes, people are like, oh, I'm authentic, but probably you're just authentically projecting your traumas onto everybody. That's not authentic. It's just what is. And it is an amazing part of your healing journey and of your journey in life in general. But the aim is to be your true self, whatever that may be, and feel safe in that. Okay? So, what does that mean? Um, Logically, it's holistic healthcare, because in healthy body, healthy mind, healthy soul, we can thrive. Intellect is systematization of self-knowledge sciences, which means that basically in this new kind of internet 4.0, we could have real systematization of what's going on, like very detailed, with starting with blood types, I don't know, astrological types, sociological, psychological types, um, consciousness levels, probably, interests, I don't know, human design, stuff like that, and what happens with organs. What happens with organs in this type of the year, in that type of the year, like, for example, food. Oh my God, like, I believe that we can suggest to somebody, at this time of life, you should eat this, at this time of life, you should eat that. But there are stuff online that's just like contradict each other left and right. And so I just eat what I can and what I like, because at the end of the day, the cleaner the food, the better. The rest is just weird sometimes. Okay. And there's a lot, not just food, a lot of things. We should systematize what we know, because right now there's a lot of knowledge, and knowledge is power, but it's still fractured, and there are no ways that we are able to see what is. Like, if my, I don't know, rib here hurts, and I Google that, it's crazy what I could find. Yet at the same time, if we all participate in creating this encyclopedia, and artificial intelligence is helping us, it could be a gold mine. Anyway, well, network of quality relationships and community. And this is like general basic human need. We live in a pandemic of loneliness. And this is why I will talk about borders of culture, because and villages of interest, um because mainly, like, I have some living standards. Obviously, I want this and that to be in my house, but most importantly, I would love to have amazing neighbors that have similar interests, and that are just fun people to be with, that I can let my kid outside and he has friends there, or that I have women that would love to do the same practices as me and stuff like that. So, yeah, to love one another, right? And it's in our healing journey as humanity, we should like try to be with people daily, with those people that we like to be with together, so that it's kind of easier to love one another. And then when we already flex the muscle of loving one another, we can go and love those people that we don't like that much. Okay, so intellect, passion pursued as profession. It's like a given, right? If a person is pursuing their soul's mission, their dharma, and they are happy about it, and they just don't waste time to do stuff that are not theirs at all. I mean, of course, it's like once you have soul gifts, you have to do a lot of stuff around it. You have to learn a lot of things that are not your immediate interest, so that you can actually express this gift and actually share it with the world. Like, for example, I couldn't it goes together with intellect, learning, and and try to become master of your passion. Because, well, I couldn't share this if I would not have spent time to learn Canva, Beehive, I don't know, Cortex, stuff like that. And it has taken me time. Is that the best thing that I would love to do? Probably no. But as I love to learn, I switch my dial to, hey, I love to learn. Let's learn this, because this is going to help me do the stuff that I really love, which is share this information with people and teach people and guide people and inspire people and talk with people and blah, blah, blah. That's my gift, right? So I need this. And so I learn all the time. Again, right now and previous centuries and thousands of years and blah blah blah, the main power has been money and force. Right now, the power is wisdom, knowledge, and the ability to accept stuff that is there. And I wrote in Will, I wrote experiment with human design because I already mentioned, or I will mention after this, that I think so humanity is supported from different levels, and we have been given information and technology that is going to be necessary for us to actually create this new earth. For example, Bitcoin is one of them, and human design is one of them, and other stuff. But human design, why I love human design, because it's about the mechanical way of my body, right? And it tells me, it's like a manual. It tells me what how my body feels and is when I'm my true self, and what is happening when I'm my false self, and what's happening when I'm together with other bodies. So it's the knowledge of the body. That's why it's in will, right? Will as correlation to body, and that's mechanical knowledge, very mechanical. It gives you, but it tells about the potentials that are there, but you can use them, you cannot use them, blah, blah, blah. You can live your false self in a very high level. Like I'm a projector, right? When I was in university, I tried to be the most generator queen of generators. Like I could do it. I was deeply unhappy, and my body shut down from time to time for a long time, and so I couldn't do at all anything. I didn't want to do anything at all anymore. And so it just, I was in my false self, and I can totally see it now. So let's move on. Conscious entertainment and creativity culture. That's will. Obviously, we all need to have fun, right? That's just cool to have in your life, and it raises your consciousness and raises your vibration, etc., etc. So, collaborate to mature a society. And culture does that. I mean, where we gather together and we listen to music, we have fun, we dance, we do stuff. If it's aimed towards maturing, It's just good sense. Because nowadays, most of the people are grown bodies, but with teenage or children attitude, mind, or problems. And that's not even, obviously, we all have responsibility, but it's not even each individual like problem somehow, because if you live with people like that, you just think it's okay and it's normal, right? We don't have rites of passage. We don't have as much initiation processes as we used to have, and that's really what, well, it has created a society like that. And so, intellect, culture, and entertainment are built to teach and inspire people to become their greatest versions. There are a lot of artists that are doing that. And I love them and I listen to them and I watch them and the movies and the music and even like clothes and stuff like that, right? To just be your greatest version possible. You will never reach it. But while you go there, while your path leads there, you're going to have a lot of fun. And you're going to learn a lot more than you're just, you're when you're okay with mediocrity, you don't learn a lot. You don't have that extraordinary life. And life doesn't teach as much. Intention, where intention and attention goes, energy flows. That's why we set the intentions. And if I set an intention to live an extraordinary, great, amazing life, that's what I'm gonna get. If my intention is just to live calm, it's okay life, in my bubble, and you know yeah, you can do that. But maybe you can be great. I mean, I don't know, what do you think? I don't know. Will maintain high quality culture environment. High quality is a tribute to goddess and a tribute to the earth. And it's in will because it's connected with sex and with body. As we as a society, if we have cheap sex, we have cheap world, right? Sexual energy creates everything. And so the more we have low quality sexual life, the lower quality is our culture and environment. But we can start with both ends, so it doesn't matter. Let's move on. Coherent worldview. Equality. We all care about equality nowadays. That's fun. But what does that mean? We are not equal per se, but we should have equal opportunities to thrive and to strive to our greatness. All right. And it means awareness of each individuality as part of the world. We are super unique. Not everyone will like what I do. Not everyone will want to do similar stuff that I do. But I need those other people. Otherwise, we wouldn't, function as society, as civilization, as humanity. So let's just accept that we are different and let's support each other in this journey of individuation. That's kind of Jungian language, right? And then it's just more fun. Intellect, money as voting system. Um, we are already using money as voting system. If I'm using money to buy this thing, it means I'm voting. I want more of this, right? But at this moment, there are a lot of times there are very limited possibilities. Where can I spend my money? Um, well, okay, it's debatable. Anyway, uh, I will tell about this more about economy that is based on not a voting system that's for people. It's a voting system for ideas and for stuff that we need and we want. Nothing else happens. There's no gain for who's the richest. Um, the aim is not money anymore. And the aim is abundance, quality, love, you know, all these things. So Money as voting system. Will, sustainable interaction methods. This is huge topic. There are a lot of things underneath. One of these is Internet 4.0, um, which I'm going to get into detail in next videos, in next parts of this same video, if you're watching the long version. It's one of those methods, all right? And there are a lot of them. It's basically going from competition to collaboration in all areas of life. Okay. Intellect. Rrr. Open media. Right now, there are projects that are getting there, right? So it's kind of, for example, Wikipedia is something similar. There's this project, open source. No, what's something like that? I don't remember. But it's in America kind of web page where you can see about one topic what the left wing is writing, what the right wing is writing, and what the middle is writing, and so you kind of feel what could be the truth in the middle of all of these variations. And so this is a good example of how we can start to find the truth. Um, in Love, I wrote synthesis of truth research methodologies. And by that, I mean, well, a lot of things, but one mainly what I would love to mention in this short video is about seen and unseen realms or worlds, or seen and like logic and intuition. How then do they come together? Um, shall we make a railway station here? Well, if it's not money that we have to think about, if it's logic and intuition and taking into consideration what's going on earth there in kind of shamanic approach together with metrical approach and stuff like that, this is what I mean by that. Intellect, co-replenishment of information. And it also means it's something the Wikipedia style, basically. If we have news, if we have an event that has happened, it's cool to take different viewpoints, um, and yeah, try to find truth, try to find what is from all perspectives together. Okay? None of them is the only truth. Some are beliefs, some are viewpoints, um, and the truth somewhere in the middle, right? Will, improvement of the knowledge transfer form. One of them could also be the Internet 4.0, but there are different stuff. This is something that we can search long and wide and come up with new technologies, new inventions. Let's do it. There's a lot of possibilities. Open travel possibilities in Will. The first one is global citizenship, culture borders. There is global citizenship webpage and movement, and it's funded by Soros and stuff. So, yeah, it's not the real thing. I was really excited when I found it and really disappointed when I dig deeper what's going on there. What it means, culture borders, means that there are ancient knowledge that a lot of people would love to keep and even dig deeper and remember more, so that we can intertwine it with modern knowledge and modern information and come up with some sort of synthesis. And there are people who will want to um, truly maintain their culture, and there will be multicultural places. But when I go to Paris, I want to go to Paris. I want to see Parisians and I want them to teach me how to make macaroons and not to McDonald's, right? So, and I'm not talking about Paris, it's all over the world. This kind of globalization has just everything is gray and like the same. It's boring. It's boring as fuck. And what I want is to people come together with different interests in areas of life, of methodology, of their culture background, of their inheritance, of in their you know deeper roots, and use it as a vessel that could get them further on in life, and and keep it. I think it's value in this reality we call humanity, that we have these deep roots. And at the same time, there will be completely new and different and multicultural places that develop new cultures, new ideas, new age stuff, I don't know. And but it's just, there should be borders that is not countries per se, but for example, that talk the same language or practice the same practice, and go in the same direction. And it's not that they're worse or better than anyone else. It's just that they chose to do it with their lives, and we shall respect that with borders. And then in the middle there are these multicultural places, and obviously there's tourism all over the place, and we learn from each other, but we don't put everything together and forget where we come from, right? And so appropriate view on education is also this word appropriate. It means what is happening there where you're at, and how can I, by traveling the world, learn different things from different wiseries. Wisery is the new school kind of thing, well, in my worldview. Okay. House sharing system. It also means that there are a lot of houses. You will notice in this Internet 4.0 how I explain it, but people love to travel, and most of the time people um, want to travel with aim, and when they want to learn something and do something. And there are people who want to stay in the same place their whole lives. But if we differentiate also housing for different parts of your life, like different housing for when you're single and you just want to live with your girlies in one house, and then you meet someone, you want to raise family, you change the place. And then when you're elderly, like, there's possibility to rot in your apartment, or there are amazing houses meant for that. And it's okay to change locations, and it's okay to have these uh, shared houses, which means you live there for a while, for half a year, 15 years maybe, but not your whole life. It doesn't mean that there won't be people who live in one place in their whole lives, but this sharing housing system means that we can take responsibility for houses and for buildings and for real estate in general, and use them in appropriate time of our lives and our interests, um, so that we can learn more, grow more, travel more, and be more awesome. So I could go in each of these sections for deeper and deeper and deeper. It's just we'll do that one some time. Okay, and the last one, sustainable economy. From love perspective, ecosophy as part of politics. For me, it's important because I'm all for the guardians of the earth being the new politicians, and Sophia is wisdom, ecology is, friendship with nature and the earth. And so ecosophy is wisdom about who we are as part of the earth and this seen and unseen universe. So this should be part of how we create politics. In love, I wrote Ministry of Shamanism, but shamanism, when I say shamanism, I mean the collaboration, the connection with the unseen realms. That's what I mean by shamanism. Obviously, that's not really a definition, but all the words fall short. Priestesshood, priests, psychics, clairvoyance, blah, blah, blah. Let's say Ministry of Shamanism, which means, yeah, the unseen realm. Okay. And the energies behind stuff and ideas and places. Okay. Intellect means waste control and recycling methodology. This is like a grand topic. Netflix released amazing documentary about it, by the way. I forgot the name, obviously, but once you like about waste, something about waste, and the amount of garbage we have, I believe we should just bluntly stop producing stuff that are not ecological. Just stop doing it altogether. We have enough garbage to make another planet already, and we are doing close to nothing to deal with it. But why? Because, okay, why? It's a good question. Because we already have all the technology. It's not a lack of knowledge. It's not a lack of technology. It's not that we don't know how to do better. It's that we choose to do the easiest and the cheapest way, not the most sustainable way. And it just hurts my feelings that it's happening like that. Yet it's happening like that. Um, if it's not durable, if you can't make shit that lasts a lifetime, don't make it at all. Let's just stop producing waste. Okay, I can go on and on about this. Let's move on. Ecological agriculture. It's just basic things. And it's completely false that we can't feed all people if we're not using insects and e stuff and chemicals and blah blah blah. That's bullshit. That is utterly stupid enslavement strategy. Again, I'm getting emotional. Not let's not go there. Holistic anthropology as basis for law. Holistic anthropology means understanding about what a human being is really. If we understand that we are souls in human body exploring this consciousness. Okay? Love, cosmic law implementation. Self-explanatory. Intellect. Artificial intellect deals with bureaucracy, blockchain, and stuff like that. A lot of people are afraid of artificial intelligence. My take on this question is that if me as soul, if I grow bigger than artificial intelligence and work with it together, I can give in artificial intelligence all the stuff that I don't want to do, that's not creative, that's repetitive, that's analytical. Well, I mean, obviously, I love to analyze stuff as well, and I would love to co-analyze it with artificial intelligence. But there's stuff that I don't want to do it. Not because I'm lazy, but because I could do a lot more with my unique genius, a lot more with my art that helps humanity thrive. There is artificial intelligence I is not going AI. I mean, is not going anywhere. It's here to stay, and it's also a helper. I truly believe that. I was crying when Zuckerberg announced Meta World. I looked at it and I was crying like, fuck, this is straight up from mediocrity. Yet, artificial intelligence can be used as a tool. It's the same as knife. You can murder a person, you can feed your child. Not with a knife, but by by cutting bread, for example. And so, this is the same with artificial intelligence. It's a friend if we see it this way. A lot of people will lose their jobs. So let's turn them into art. Let's turn them into service for humanity. These new jobs that we suddenly will have, there. Okay, I'm rambling. Let's move on. This is a crazy topic. Prisons and army, mandatory martial arts Hillary plus initiations. There's a big part of humanity involved in war, and big part of humanity are in covert hostility, which is lying and stealing. You will learn that about it further on in this video. And they need healing. And that's all. It means that if you forget yourself for a little bit and hurt somebody else, forget the Jesus inside of your heart who said, love one another, then you need healing. You don't need prison. All right. I believe that I'm cheesy as hell. I mean, I think love is the answer to all of this. I think love is the answer to all of this. So, um, take it or leave it. But I think people needs healing more than anything. Okay, and with love, just love, and honestly, just love. And so the last part is global abundance strategy. And first of this is culture of sexuality. And we all know that sex sells. We all know that sex and sexual energy is the very basis of creative energy, and that when soul is making love to my genius, basically my masculine, inner feminine are making love within me, I get creative energy that actually creates something useful and logical and amazing in this world. Okay. And culture of sexuality is getting better. But it's like crazy. It's crazy what is considered normal and what is possible. So, if we want global abundance strategy to work, let's just really clean up our sex lives, our sex understanding, our sexual energy, and general approach to what the fuck is our sexuality and what is erotica, which is very big part of our lives. And if it's not there, we live dull lives. If it's there, we live amazing lives. If our sexuality is fucked up, we create fucked up things. If our sexuality is dirty and cheap, we create dirty and cheap stuff in the world. If our sexuality is quality, top notch, divine, amazing, fun, playful, deep, dripping in divinity, that's what we create. And abundance starts with creating from that place. That's what I believe. Intellect. Collaborative business model. I'm going to talk about it in depth further on. But what does it means in short? Going from competition to collaboration. And will, it means distribution of sustainable solutions for all, which means patents are not protecting anything. Anyone can take information and learn from it and make better and invent something more and better. So we are not competing again. We are collaborating to create the best stuff possible and to distribute this stuff to everyone who is in need or a wish wish to have this amazing stuff. Something that's just wonderful, beautiful, and both ecological, artistically aesthetic, holistic, and just wonderful in all possible ways. So this is the part where you kind of take a look at these things and really feel what you feel, and take a look at where is your dharma, where is your soul path. And next we're going to see, so what's the plan?